Hello, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to make a simple simulator game. Now this is only going to be part 1 of the series. I'll probably be posting like the part 2 tomorrow, it depends. But for now, let's just make a simple clicking system that gives you money and a debounce so you can't just spam it. And we're also going to make this, we're going to prevent exploiters from like absolutely just destroying everything and making it so they get infinite coins. Now let's add a remote into replicated storage. We're going to call this click. We're going to add a script in the server script service. I'll call this the server. And then in starter GUI, let's add a local script and call this client. Now let's start with the server first. So first let's get the click remote that we made. So local replicated storage is equal to game get service replicated storage, and then local click remote is equal to replicated storage.click. And we're also going to need players, so local players is equal to game get service players. Let's first check for whenever a player is added so I can give them like the stats. So players dot player added, we'll connect this to a function with the player. Local leader stats is equal to instance dot new, and we're going to make a folder. Leader stats dot parent is equal to player. Leader stats dot name is equal to leader stats. Now let's add a currency, so local coins is equal to instance.new, number value, coins.parent is equal to leader stats, and then the coins.name is equal to coins. Let's also check for when the click remote is fired by the client. So click remote, on server event connect function, and it's going to give us the player. Since we're pressing a button, it's automatically going to send the player. All we have to say is player.leaderstats.coins.value, and let's just say plus equal 5. Now we also need to make the client, but before we do that, let's make a button. So in starter GUI, let's add a screen GUI. In here, let's add a text button, and let's change its properties. First, let's do size and position. So size will be like 0.15 by 0 by 0.07 by 0. Yeah, that's a good size. For the position, let's just do like 0.5 by 0 by 0.8 by 0. And then let's change the anchor point to 0.50, so it's going to position it in the middle. Now, let's just make it bold. I'll call this the click. Let's turn on text scaled, and that's pretty much it for the button. Now, in here, let's add a UI corner. I'll just make this like 10. A UI stroke, which will do 3, and make it the border, and then a text constraint. And I'll set this to like 25 or 35. Yeah, that looks good. Now, let's set up the client. So first, let's get our player. Local players is equal to game get service players, and then local player is equal to players.local player. Now, before we do anything else, let's also make a text label, and we'll make the properties similar. So bold, text scaled, same size. So 0.15, comma 0, comma 0.07. or 0.07, comma 0. Let's position it to 0.5000, and let's change the anchor point to 0.50. Now let's just duplicate the children of the text button and put that in the text label. And here, let's make it like right under the button. So let's do 0.9. There we go. And this is going to display the currency. So now that we have those two, let's just name these two. So I'll name this button to click, and this button to coins. Now let's go ahead and get those two. So first, local screen GUI is equal to script.parent.screen GUI. Local click button is equal to screen GUI.click. And then local coins label is equal to screen GUI.coins. Now, let's also get the remote. So local replicated storage is equal to game get service replicated storage, and then the local click remote is equal to replicated storage.click. So now, every time we click this button, we're going to fire that information to the server, and then the server will give us coins. If we give the coins in the client, it's only going to show for that one player, meaning it won't work. So let's just say the click button, dot mouse button one click, connect that to a function, and then click remote, fire server. Now we don't have to say player in here because since it's a mouse button one click, it's already sending the player, and we already set it up. So in here, it's just going to give us the coins whenever it receives that from the client. Now let's also display the coins label. So first we need to check for whenever the coins actually changes. So player dot leaders, or wait for child leader stats dot coins dot changed. Let's connect that to a function, and let's just say the coins label dot text is equal to coins colon space and then dot dot the player dot leader stats dot coins dot value. If we go ahead and try this out, if I press click, as you can see at the bottom now it says coins 5, and if we look at the top right, it also says 5. But another problem is we can auto click this and it just goes up way too fast. Now to fix this, we can add a debounce. Now you don't want to put the debounce or cooldown into the client because again, the exploiter could probably exploit this. So instead, let's just put it inside of the player. Now local debounce, or you could call this cooldown, is equal to instance.new. We're going to create a bool value, which is true or false. Debounce.parent, let's put this into the player instead of leader stats, and then debounce.name is equal to debounce. Now let's just say down here, whenever it receives from the server, if player.debounce is or .value is equal to false, first of all, player.debounce.value is equal to true. Now let's give them the coins. Let's wait like 0.2 seconds, and then the player.debounce.value is back to false. If I try this out, now if I try auto clicking it, the debounce does work, and yeah, that's how you do it. Now another small thing is whenever you first join the game, it just says label, so let's actually change the text, and let's do that from the client. So the first thing you want to do is player wait for child leader stats dot coins, or first no, the coins label dot text is equal to coins dot dot and then dot value. So since we're getting the wait for child leader stats here, we don't have to say that here anymore, so we can just do dot leader stats, because the client might load faster than the leader stats, so this is just to make sure that it does wait for it before it loads in. So if I play now, it already says coin 0, and then it just updates whenever we click. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or suggestions for part 2, leave a comment. And if you want to join my Discord server, the link is in the description. Now, what you would probably expect from the next tutorial are maybe like a rebirth system and a data store. But that's it for this video, so goodbye.